Hello and welcome to another video in the series of training videos on how to be successful in multi-level marketing. This one is titled Where to Spend Your Time. Once again, I'm Rob Lemke. I'm a lifestyle trainer with approximately 20 years of experience in multi-level marketing. So hopefully I can bring that experience to bear as we go through these slides together. Are you ready to go? Then let's do it. So of course, we're talking about where to spend your time when you start your multi-level marketing business. Basically, it's very similar to a traditional business because 100% of the time you'll be spending moving product. Okay. Why is that? Because moving product means that you're making revenue and people are getting paid. It's the same thing with multi-level marketing, but there's a slight difference there. Instead of talking about selling the product, we're talking about sharing the product. Sharing the product with the rest of our network, the distributors that we've sponsored. That's the kind of thing we're talking about here in terms of sharing the product. In fact, it's a much more efficient way to move product than many traditional businesses, as we've seen in previous presentations. So keep that in mind as we go to the next slides. We shift gears a little bit now, and we say that you should be spending your time here sponsoring, right? 100% of your time at the beginning of your business should be spent sponsoring new people to come into the business. So even though on the previous slide we said that you should be spending 100% of your time moving product, what we're concerned with here is how you move the product, okay? We know that we have to move product. It's just a concern of how we move product. And in multi-level marketing, the way that we move product, the most efficient way that we move product is by building the network so that we begin to move product within that network. And in fact, it turns out to be the most efficient way to move product, as we'll see. Not only we have seen already in some of the previous presentations, but also in the presentations to come after this one, presentation 9 and 10. We'll go further into that. So you could say, well, okay, if I'm going to have to spend 100% of my time right from the beginning sponsoring people, what about my training? You know, I should have a month or two at the beginning for training, right? I don't know anything about the business. I don't know anything about the product or the opportunity, about MLM, in fact, itself. But basically, yes, it is training, and you have help, right? You have your upline. You have the sponsor in your upline to help you with this. And they'll come in and, for example, when you meet with your first person that you want to sponsor, the person in the upline can come in on that meeting and basically give the pitch, right? And if they end up signing, then you guys both get the benefit of that, both your upline and yourself. And not only a benefit, but a long-term benefit, right? A long-term benefit from having brought that new person into the organization in terms of when they buy product, you're getting a percentage of that purchase, as well as your upline is getting a percentage of that purchase. And on top of that, you're moving product. How you're moving product? It's a result of the activity that you've done in the network rather than just focusing on selling a product, for example. Okay. So again, we shift the focus a little bit, and now the focus comes to you, right? At the beginning, it's you. That's your business. And it's your network marketing skills. And that's what's being focused on, right? So you don't have a team yet. You're focusing on your networking skills to build your team. And you're going to really need it because remember, on pretty much every presentation, we're talking about the 5 serious people. And again, we refer to that. You have to find the 5 serious people. How do you do that? Well, at the beginning, you're going to have to sponsor a lot of people to find those 5 serious people. And this is illustrated here, okay? So you finally get your 5 serious people in place, okay? And now, instead of spending time sponsoring people, your job is now shifted to spending time teaching these 5 people that you've just brought in, okay? And rather than using your network skills, now you turn to a different skill of teaching, okay? And with this teaching skill, what you're doing is training all of the people, those 5 people, those serious people, to become gold chips, all right? It means that they will be the ones that are going out and sponsoring other people, and they are buying the product every month. They're serious about the business, and eventually they build the business down to 3 levels, right? So when they build it down to 3 levels, they become a gold chip for you, in other words, right? And at that point, they don't need much mentoring or teaching other than making sure that you teach them how to sponsor and teach their 5 serious people so that it continues on down the line. So this is where you're spending most of your time with your 5 serious people in order for them to build their organizations also with 5 serious people down to the gold chip level or 3 levels down. All right. So that's, in a nutshell, it's quite basic, but also a really tough thing to do. And it takes a lot of time to do, a lot of teaching, a lot of training, and a lot of time spent with your 5 serious people. But if you compare it, for example, to a traditional business, of course, you've got all of your managers or regional managers that you would be spending the same amount of time with or more. So in that sense, it's very similar to a traditional business. But the outcomes here in multi-level marketing have no cap. That's the difference. Okay. So that's where we're at, right? So what do you bring it back now to you yourself? What are you doing? You're spending 95% of your time now teaching those gold ships, or guiding them still to bring their cargo of gold into shore so that everybody can benefit from it. So that's the idea here. Once you found your 5 people, 5 serious people, teaching, training, mentoring, 95% of the time. So what do you do with the other 5% of your time? Well, what they're suggesting here is that you take 2.5% of the time to make sure that your customers are being taken care of in terms of product. Remember, moving product 100% of the time. It is an outcome of the network activity, but still you have to take care of those customers and make sure that they're getting their delivery on time, to make sure that they're getting a quality product. And nowadays it's easier because you have automated systems that help you with that. So in essence, what it becomes is a monitoring of those systems, right? Rather than directly dealing with the customer, you're now monitoring those systems and ensuring that your customer is being taken care of. 2.5% of your time will be taken up by that. So what about that last 2.5%? What do you do with that? Well, if you remember now from the beginning of this slide, we've taken our 5 serious people, we've transformed them into gold chips, and they are basically on their own. They don't need you as much anymore. They're down 3 levels themselves. They have their own organizations to take care of. And so that frees you up, right, with that last 2.5% to start to plant seeds. You're planting seeds in the new people that you're also sponsoring, and in order to grow them up and get them ready to become the next 5 serious people, right? And that's where you should be spending your last 2.5, is always finding the next 5 serious people and nurturing them like seeds in order for them to sprout and grow just like a plant would, so that when the time comes, they also will become a gold ship that are 3 levels down, and continuing to expand your network in that way, where everybody within your organization benefits from those kinds of deep levels of training, okay? So just to illustrate there, a plant being nurtured, ready for harvest as a gold ship. That's the last 2.5% that you'll be spending. So there's 100% of your time that you spend, where to spend your time in multi-level marketing. So just to reiterate from the first slide, we know that in any business, traditional business or multi-level marketing business, if the product is moving, then everybody's getting paid, revenue is being made. On the opposite side, if the product doesn't move, nobody gets paid, and there's no revenue, and business dries up, and there's no reason for being anymore, right? So the main objective is that the product has to move, okay? What we say in multi-level marketing is that the way that the product moves is it's a natural outcome of the network marketing activity. As you build your network bigger, you're going to have more product being moved in a much more efficient manner than many traditional businesses. And therefore, the level of success will be going up and up and up without a cap. And we've heard that from many of the veterans within this business, that there is no cap. There is unlimited potential in terms of how much money can be made within multi-level marketing, depending on how much time you want to spend building a deep organization. So the more time you spend in that network marketing teaching activity, the more potential there is for you to make a huge amount of money within this business, okay? The amount of effort and time is actually worth it. And it's better than a traditional business type of scenario, okay? So we just end off here with saying that the way we refer to selling the product, we say rather sharing the product with those in our network that we have brought in. And as the network grows, we continue to share product with more and more of the network, not necessarily because we just want to sell the product, but more an idea of being able to solve the person's problem, whether it's a weight loss issue, whether it's a desire to feel younger and more beautiful. So these are values that people attach to the product. And therefore, we talk about in terms of sharing not only the product, but the successes that we've gained from the product and the impact that it has on our lives. And as we share that with other people within the network, out of that sharing comes the movement of product. And there you have it. That's really, in a nutshell, when you spend more time in this kind of sharing, that's where you're going to see the benefit. Okay, so that ends another presentation here in the training series that we brought to you. So hopefully this is something that you can use the next time that you're thinking about how to spend your time. Where should I really be spending my time with my network? Okay, and with my network marketing business. And again, really appreciate your time and the fact that you're able to spend some time within this series. And we'll see you in the next training session. Thanks.